Have you ever felt like you've hit rock bottom? Like the world is against you and there's no way out? We've all been there. But what if I told you that the greatest comebacks often start from the biggest setbacks? Today, we're diving into the incredible journeys of everyday people, just like you and me, who faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger, wiser, and more inspiring than ever. These aren't stories about celebrities or billionaires. These are tales of resilience from the heart of our communities. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and prepare to be amazed by the power of the human spirit. Let's start with Sarah, a single mom from a small town. A few years ago, her world crumbled. She lost her job, her car broke down, and she was facing eviction, all within the same week. She remembers sitting on her apartment floor, surrounded by boxers, feeling utterly defeated. It felt like every door had been slammed shut. But looking at her two young children, she knew giving up wasn't an option. That night, she didn't just cry. She made a plan. She started by baking cookies, a family recipe passed down through generations. She sold them at local farmers markets, door to door, anywhere she could. It was grueling. Some days she sold only a handful, but she didn't stop. She used the tiny profit to buy more ingredients. Her secret, a pinch of cinnamon and a whole lot of hope. Slowly, word of Sarah's heavenly cookies spread. People weren't just buying cookies. They were buying a piece of her story, her resilience. Today, she runs a bustling local bakery, employs 5 other people from her community, and mentors other single parents starting their own businesses. Sarah's story teaches us that sometimes, your greatest asset is the one thing you've always had, a simple skill, a family recipe, a flicker of hope that refuses to be extinguished. Now, let's journey across the country to meet David, a promising college athlete whose dreams were shattered in an instant. David was a star basketball player, on the verge of a professional career. Then, a devastating car accident left him with a severe leg injury. Doctors told him he would be lucky to walk without a limp, let alone ever play basketball again. The physical pain was immense, but the psychological blow was even worse. His identity, his future, everything he had worked for, was gone. For months, he fell into a deep depression, refusing to even watch a game on TV. But one day, during a difficult physical therapy session, he saw a group of kids playing basketball in a park outside the window. They were laughing, fumbling with the ball, and it sparked something in him. He realized his love for the game was bigger than his own ability to play. He couldn't be a star on the court, but maybe he could help create the next generation of stars. He started volunteering as a coach for a local youth league. It was tough. He had to learn to lead from the sidelines, to translate his physical knowledge into verbal instruction. He poured all the passion he once had for playing into coaching. Today, David is one of the most beloved and successful youth coaches in his state. He's led his teams to multiple championships, but more importantly, he's taught hundreds of kids about discipline, teamwork, and the importance of never giving up. He found a new purpose, not in spite of his setback, but because of it. These stories aren't exceptions. They're examples of a powerful truth. Our setbacks don't have to define our endings. They can be the catalysts for our greatest comebacks. Think about it. When we're comfortable, we rarely change. We stay on the same path. But when life knocks us down, it forces us to look around, to find new paths, to discover strengths we never knew we had. It's in the struggle that we find our true character. The key is perspective. Do you see a dead end, or do you see a detour to a destination you hadn't even considered? Sarah could have seen her situation as a failure. Instead, she saw an opportunity to build something of her own. David could have let his injury be the end of his story. Instead, he made it the beginning of a new chapter. This brings me to Maria, an office worker who was laid off during a massive corporate downsizing. For 20 years, she had dedicated her life to one company. Her job was her identity. Suddenly, at 50, she felt obsolete and invisible. The job market was tough, and rejection letters piled up, each one chipping away at her confidence. She felt lost. One afternoon, to clear her head, she went to her local community garden, a place she'd always enjoyed. As she worked the soil, pulling weeds and planting seeds, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't felt in months. She started spending more and more time there, helping others, sharing gardening tips, and organizing community planting days. People were drawn to her calm and knowledgeable presence. She realized that her passion wasn't in spreadsheets and reports, but in nurturing growth both in plants and in people. She took a leap of faith and enrolled in a horticulture program. It was scary being the oldest student in the class, but her life experience gave her a unique perspective. After graduating, she didn't look for another corporate job. Instead, she started a small business designing and maintaining urban gardens for people living in apartments. She helps bring nature into concrete jungles. Today, Maria is happier and more fulfilled than she ever was in her corner office. She found her calling not by climbing the corporate ladder, but by digging in the dirt. Her journey reminds us that it is never too late to reinvent yourself and find a career that truly feeds your soul. So, what's the common thread here? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a series of small, brave choices. It's Sarah choosing to bake one more batch of cookies. It's David choosing to show up at the court, even if he couldn't play. It's Maria choosing to plant a seed, both literally and figuratively. Your comeback doesn't have to be a giant, dramatic event. It's built one small step at a time. It's about focusing on what you can control. You might not be able to control losing your job, getting injured, or facing unexpected hardship, but you can control your response. You can choose to learn a new skill. You can choose to ask for help. You can choose to find a new way to share your passion with the world. Think about your own life. What's the setback you're facing right now? A failed project, a difficult relationship, a health challenge, whatever it is, I want you to look at it through a new lens. This isn't just a wall blocking your path, it's a training ground. It's an opportunity to build your resilience muscle. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger for the next one. These everyday heroes we've talked about didn't have a secret formula. They simply refused to let their circumstances write their final chapter. They picked up the pen and started writing a new one, and you can too. Your story is far from over. In fact, your greatest comeback might be just one small, brave decision away. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. I hope these stories have inspired you as much as they've inspired me. If you have a comeback story of your own, or know someone who does, please share it in the comments below. Let's create a community of encouragement right here. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a dose of inspiration. Until next time, keep fighting, keep believing, and keep writing your own incredible comeback story.